Young Justice, but never saw them all together. So it was kind of nice to have that dynamic.
Got home, went to bed, woke up.
You guys have been trying to do a Vertigo movie for a long time.
Yes.
So, I mean, has this kind of scratched that itch a little bit?
Oh, of course. I mean, the thing is that as fans, if support the stuff you love, because if the sales of this is good, guess what? We'll see more of it. For example, Wonder Woman, the animated film by Lauren Montgomery, which it's actually one of my favorite, probably my favorite animated one that we've done. Was a top pirated movie of that year, right? The execs, when they see the numbers, it didn't perform very well, so they thought, you know what, let's not have Wonder Woman as, because Wonder Woman doesn't sell. Even though it's one of our best ones, overall it sold really well over the years, but they look at those numbers and that really crippled the fact, because we were planning on doing more Wonder Woman films, and because of that, again, as fans, support the things you love, because again, we do this for you guys. Like this, these films are really just for the niche audience, for you, which is why we try to make it as kind of true to the characters as we can, and that's why, like Young Justice, like the support for Young Justice didn't come till late into the season, and by that point we had already known we were going to be canceled, and the thing is that like if the kind of like social media fervor had come from the beginning, it'd still be on the air. But it didn't, and then that's just the reality of what we do, and that's why I always tell people, like, these films that I do, I don't know if I'm gonna have another film that I'm gonna do. It all depends on the sales and whether or not they're like, hey, let's give Jay another movie, and that's why like I love what I do, because every time I have a film that I'm gonna direct, I pretend as if I'm gonna hit a home run every time. I'm gonna push it as far as I can, try to, because I think that this is the last time ever I'm gonna do these characters, so I'm gonna try to do something different, and because again, I'm in love with the characters like you guys. And I also know that I want these characters to appear again, so I'm hoping that we can Matt Ryan again and just do some cool stuff. I'd love to have like Matt Ryan and like Blue Beetle as a team up. That'd be a fun movie.
Give John all the
but also
superheroes.
Batman would have to be there.
Yeah. Of course,
everything.
Because Batman is everything. So.
Your movies are some of my son's favorites.
Really?
I mean, you talk about Apocalypse, fantastic. The whole Dark Seed at the end, and that business, and and also the Young Justice.
Yeah.
I mean, that I would love to see more Young Justice. And is there a possibility, Dark does well? They're like, hey, let's give Jay more work. Would you like to?
That's always the possibility. I mean, I have a mortgage, I gotta pay. But I mean, what it is that like, it's not my call who. Because again, it's not like the live action where I have a lot of power.
Sure.
It's really up to James Tucker and Bruce Timm to decide who they want for the directors, So sometimes I get the gig, sometimes I don't, It just depends on, their schedule and my schedule and whether or not they want me for a particular thing. I'd love to do, there's some projects that they had announced, and I was like, can I do that? And they're like, oh, it's already handed out. And I was like, damn it. I was like, can I get the other one? And I'm hoping that like this is my 9th film. I just need one more, and I get a 10 box set that I can have, the Jay Olivia box set. But I don't know.
You don't get one for free?
No, I'll have to pay for it.
No, so if you get 10, you don't get the next one?
No, I don't. Yeah, like a punch card. Yeah.
But you can do anything you want.
But I'm hoping that like when it's all said and done, that like, if I stop doing these animated films, that the fans will look back at the stuff that I've done and really been like, you know what, I can really see the difference between Jay's films and the other directors and stuff, and really kind of make my stamp on it. Because again, every time I try to make each one kind of unique and different, and especially Dark Knight Returns.
But you're in there. When I watch your films, it's like,
you see it?
Oh yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
Because I put myself in the background. Little Asian dudes going, yeah, Batman, fight him. You get him. Did you guys notice in Dark Knight Returns? I think you might have seen this in the commentary, but in Dark Knight Returns, there's a scene in part 1. Bruce Wayne is walking by the mutants, and there's a mutant kid dancing, and he's dancing to RoboCop. So if you watch, because that was me as a little kid. Because when I was a kid, the RoboCop was a really big in the 80s, right?
Absolutely.
And when we were recording Peter Weller behind the booth, and my producer, one of my production guys, we were like, isn't it so cool? What if Peter Weller stood up and started doing the RoboCop? And I was like, I gotta put this in the movie. And so I found that, and so that's my little Easter eggs. That the fact that you have Peter Weller playing Batman, walking by a mutant punk, and the kids dancing the RoboCop.
I'm gonna look for that when I
But
come
anyways,
home.
that's the kind of stupid stuff I like to put in my films. You know, like Flashpoint Paradox. I did the Back to the Future, all the back, like Barry's house is Marty McFly's house. And yeah, if you watch when Barry's running home, if you see the front, it's the McFly house. You know? So I throw in all that. That's the stupid stuff that I love to do. You know, and then in Assault on Arkham, there's Die Hard references throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, that I got.
So yeah, every one of my films I try to do something. I can't remember what I did for Dark
Woman?
though, but yeah. You know,
For Wonder Woman, what'd you do?
well, I didn't direct Wonder Woman.
Oh, sorry.
I just helped out on that. But I did the Gladiator stuff, so my homage was all to the Ridley Scott Gladiator. I did all the gladiatorial like that.
Cool.
Yeah, and Xena, because I did she's getting dressed, so I'm like, I'm just gonna rip Xena off and because I love Xena. Xena's awesome.
I think Justice League Dark is the first from the mystical realm since
Oh yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Right?
Oh yeah, I did Doctor Strange. Yeah.
Is there anything different about the director's supernatural genre that makes it more challenging? Or more
Let me think. I think trying to figure out everybody's magic, because excuse me, the writer just writes magic spell here, so I have to figure out kind of visually what does that look like and how to push that. So we came up with a excuse me, I'm getting oh, let me drink. So visually, we had to come up with what the different kind of magic kind of theory. So on one end, you have somebody like Zatanna, who's very magical affinity, and then you have somebody like Batman, who has no magical affinity. What I did was Zatanna is like Merlin, and she's like Harry Potter. She can create magic out of her butt, right? She's so to speak. And then there's Constantine, who is in the middle, at least the way I look at it, where he has an affinity to magic, but he can't create magic on his own. So, which is why he uses like magical artifacts that are from the House of Mystery. And I kind of made him where he's kind of like Batman. He's got a lot of different tricks, but it's all from like a magic wand, a coin, or something like that. Yeah. And what I did is I did a color theory. So Zatanna, I think, was like white or blue. Constantine was like green, and then like for the villains, like for example, like we have like Felix Faust, his was purple, and we have like demon magic, which was gonna be red, and then we had different runes that we designed for each one, and they all look different. Because I love Final Fantasy, and I love like Full Metal Alchemist, and I'm like, what am I gonna steal from this stuff? I just grabbed it all, you know, and then make it and give my own kind of spin to the DC universe. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
We're
you.
gonna shoot a couple of photos and then.